think it is just time we accept that Arsenal are going to win the league. These are not easy games. Brentford is not an easy game. They have a lot of injuries, they rotated a lot, and they still beat Brentford 2-0. We're looking at Chelsea losing to Leeds. We're looking at Man City almost bottoming a league to Fulham. The Premier League is different. The Premier League is different to how it used to be. I think the level of teams from 15th to 2nd is ridiculous. You win 2 games in a row and you can go from 12th to 3rd in this league. It is so tight. And there's only one team that seems to be able to beat all these mid-table teams, and that is Arsenal. Liverpool can't do it. Chelsea can't do it. City can't do it. Arsenal in the past, they used to beat the big teams, struggle against the smaller teams. Chelsea are beating the big teams. They're not beating the smaller teams. This is why Arsenal are going to run away with the league. Because games like Palace, Brighton, Newcastle, Brentford, Bournemouth, Fulham, they're not easy games. And Arsenal win those games. Leeds almost came back against City. City only just beat Leeds and Fulham. Arsenal battled them 5-1. Leeds are 3-1 up against Chelsea with 1 minute left. That's why I'm recording this video, because that game's basically over. Chelsea's defence, shocking. Arsenal are by far the best team in the league. And I think it's time we just admit and accept that Arsenal are going to win the league. They are just far greater than everyone else. Because they've had injuries to Odegaard, Saka, Saliba, and Gabriel this season, and they're still winning those games because their squad depth is insane. Arsenal have an elite defence. You look at Liverpool's defence, shaky. You look at Chelsea's defence. Tosson's good on the ball, poor off the ball. You look at City, defence is shaky. City got a great attack but shaky defence. Arsenal got a great defence. As Sir Alex Ferguson said, attack can win you games, defence can win you titles. Arsenal got a great defence. But Arsenal have an attack now that can win games. Last season, and I think with Saka out and Havertz out, and Odegaard's injury and Odegaard out of form, and Ben White brings so much to the attack that I'm going to talk about, and Calafiore's injuries, it obviously impacted Arsenal in attack, but Arsenal sorted out their attack this season.
Brentford 0 in the Premier League title race. That is a massive result for Mikel Arteta. 18 games unbeaten. Where is the next loss for Arsenal? I don't see it on the horizon. I really don't. Aston Villa away on the weekend. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to break down 5 things we've learned from the game. I have to say, the goals, the standard from Mikel Moreno for the first one was absolutely outstanding. Ben White and Madueke, a little bit of flicking it around the corner, a bit like Ronaldinho and Cafu in 2002, but it's Madueke and Ben White. The link-up play is exceptional. And then the ball in, it's actually Madueke who plays in Ben White, and Ben White chips it into Mikel Moreno, who beats his man with a brilliant header. And it kind of cuts to Victor Gyökeres on the bench about 5 minutes later. He's looking happy. He comes on at the end of the game. He's back to full fitness to play these kind of games. I was thinking to myself, does Gyökeres score that? He gets on target. He probably makes it. But Mikel Moreno's got this frame, this power, this presence in the air that I don't even think Victor Gyökeres has. You have to sit there and say, look, Victor Gyökeres, £70 million, £65 million, big signing. I think he's been decent for Arsenal as well. He's been good. But I think Mikel Moreno is so good in the air that I think Victor Gyökeres might not score that. It's an unbelievable header for Mikel Moreno, you have to say. And in the air, he's one of the best. He's one of the best goal scorers in the air in world football. And he's the difference maker today. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. When you put him in midfield, it's too slow, it's too clunky. He doesn't find his man. There are moments today where he actually drops into midfield, trying to find Madueke, trying to find Martinelli in the first half. It didn't quite work. That's where maybe Kai Havertz is better. Gyökeres maybe more of a natural striker going forward. But in little situations in the box, people have been telling me on certain podcasts that I do that he's the best finisher at Arsenal. I couldn't believe it. I'm starting to think that more and more every single week. It's an unbelievable header. It really, really is. Bukayo Saka adds to his goal tally, which is slowly creeping up this season. Obviously, he comes off the bench. I think it was a smart decision for Mikel Arteta to rest him. And he gets a goal, which was, he missed a big chance from Calafiori running through it in the 89th minute.
That is a huge win for Arsenal. It may not be the most prettiest performance you will see in the Premier League this season, but it's a results business. And if you want to win a Premier League title, 3 points is all that matters. It's another win. It's another clean sheet. It feels like I haven't said Arsenal have had a clean sheet in quite a long time. We will be doing a Chelsea match reaction straight after this as well. They're currently 2-1 down to Leeds. But this Arsenal-Aston Villa game on Saturday is going to be unbelievable. Aston Villa 2-0 down tonight. Bring it back against Brighton. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The depth that this team have got is an absolute joke. That Arsenal team, bearing in mind, both centre-backs are out injured, right? Gabriel and Saliba. Nketiah looks like, it really, really frustrates me that we didn't go and sign him because he looks a very, very good centre-back. Mosquera started today. Ben White comes in for Timber. Ben White registers an assist. But their bench today is an absolute joke. Timber, Eze, Saka, Gyökeres, Luis Skelly, Norgard, Jesus, and even Nwaneri. You won't find a better bench for me right now than them in the Premier League. And you could even argue it right now. It's one of the strongest benches in Europe. They go out there, very physical game. Don't get me wrong. Brentford didn't have a huge amount of opportunities on goal. David Raya makes an unbelievable save. We're going to break it all down.
A champions win for Arsenal. Maybe not at their absolute best, but goals for Marino and Bukayo Saka secure a massive 3 points. A brilliant response after the draw to Chelsea. They maintain their advantage at the top of the league. The squad demonstrated its strength tonight in game and before it as well. This Arsenal team tracking towards almost 90 points this season. They are the side to beat. And tonight for me falls into that category of what I call a champions win. Why do I call it that? Arsenal weren't at their best. They weren't. They were the better team. If you look at, you can go look at this game statistically. They had all the XG. They had 15 shots, 7 on target, 4 big chances in the game, 3 of which they missed. They only conceded 6 shots, only 1 on target again. It was another night that was fantastic. They couldn't really be penetrated. When I say Arsenal weren't at their best, I'm talking purely from a cutting edge point of view. Lacked a bit of clinical edge in the first half. I think Noni should have got a second goal at least and killed the contest. And it just took so long to get the second goal. That will frustrate a few Gooners, and I understand it because you're all emotional. You want your team to win. You want to be the best, and you don't want to feel that anxiety and pressure in a game. I understand it. But as a neutral watching, barring that header, and I want to take a moment to praise and congratulate David Raya, a fantastic header from Brentford. It's going in, and David Raya, with almost nothing to do prior to that moment, pulls out one of the saves of the season, not just at Arsenal, but in the Premier League. But it's important. On a night where Arsenal weren't taking their chances, didn't kill the game off, had that goal have gone in, it could have been a very different spectacle. It could have been a very different night indeed. And these were, let's have it right, these were the games that last season Arsenal drew. These were the games that last season Arsenal, at this stage of the campaign, were throwing away valuable points in.
Arsenal Football Club, they are right now unstoppable. Arsenal regain their 5-point lead. And you know what, man? A comfortable night at the Emirates. Brentford didn't really do much apart from one Raya save. And Arsenal right now are on a march. Win after win. The draw at Chelsea now doesn't look half bad now. See, the Chelsea have now lost the game. It's crazy, but we're going to get into them right now. But you know what, man? Goals from Marino and Saka. Arsenal Football Club deserve to win tonight. Big performance from Benny Blanco. I can't lie to you. Man, they told me about Benny Blanco, They said, yo, this guy's, what I mean? Ben White, he's had to be patient, He's had to be patient, but tonight, I can't lie to you, man. He was probably the man of the match. That right-hand side, he locked it up. He locked it up that side, bro. And he got the assist for Marino. And Marino. How does this guy keep doing it? How does Marino keep doing it? I really want to know. This Mikel Marino guy is clutch. This guy has a purpose in this Arsenal team. And you know what? You've got to give Mikel credit, Because at the end of the day, Mikel could have easily just played him in midfield and said, you know what? You suffer there, you stay there, and we basically misprofile you. But you know what he's done? He said, we're going to stick you up front. You can actually score goals. You can actually impact the team. This brother has got 28 GA. in 2025. This is a midfielder by trade. But for Arsenal Football Club, up front, he's an absolute machine. Header, brother, he comes in, bang. It's expected now. If Marino doesn't score for Arsenal when he's up front, there's a conversation. This is now back-to-back goals now for Arsenal. Strikers in the Premier League would kind of look at him and think, yo, what? How come I can't get goals? So fair play to Mikel Merino because